Reel on loneliness in marriage said sacred social media accounts are bust. There have been several comments, but one particular comment struck a chord in my heart. Separate beds because he snores. Can't sleep. Not interested in outdoor activities. Our lives don't stop because of our partner's preference or interest. Just because you're married does not mean that you and your partner need to stick to each other like 3M glue. In fact, it is healthier if you and your partner have different group of friends, different interests, different hobbies. That just creates so much more depth and dimension in the marriage. But that said, there may be instances when you and your partner need to share separate beds. For example, maybe your partner works late into the night, but you have an early morning shift. Another reason is when a woman has her menstrual cycles. You just need some space to stretch out and to be. But one thing we got to remember is the intention behind our actions. That intention makes all the difference. Are you using these excuses like you have a different work schedule, I'm on my menstrual cycle, to not look at something deeper inside? Maybe it's a hidden resentment that you have. You're just using these as socially acceptable excuses to sleep in separate rooms. When I was in my 20s, my brother messaged me, you better talk to mom and dad because they started sleeping in separate bedrooms. When I asked my mom, she said it's because your dad snores and he moves his hands and legs while he sleeps. That was the excuse she used on the surface. But deep down, mom and dad had built years of resentment, which they had not looked into, which they had not resolved. And they just used this excuse on the surface to sleep in separate beds. And did it resolve the issue they had amongst themselves? It did not. In fact, it worsened the differences they had. That resentment got worse, the frustrations got worse, and eventually it led to them separating. If there is a relationship issue, it is important that you bring it out with the right intention at the right time to have it resolved. Otherwise, that can cause a great divide and cause separation and disharmony.